Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
Hello world, I'm Wolverine, and this is the Locker Gnome Daily Report, your daily dose of tech news, gadget views, and answers that you can use. Don't freak out, I'm really Chris Pirillo, and I also hope you're not disappointed to find out that the Locker Gnome Daily Report is brought to you by GoToMeeting with HD Faces, the powerfully simple way to meet online from anywhere. With GoToMeeting, you can share the same screen, making it easier to be on the same page, all while seeing each other in HD video. Easily launch or join a meeting using your computer, phone, or tablet. Even present from your iPad, if you happen to have one, but I'd imagine you would have a computer, at least, to use GoToMeeting, and it's really easy. You tap a couple of buttons, and before you know it, you're meeting with people. That's the idea. We use it all the time because it saves a lot of money. You know, instead of having to drive somewhere to meet with someone, you could just tap a button. It's that easy. You can try GoToMeeting free for 30 days. Visit GoToMeeting.com, click the Try It Free button, and use the promo code Pirillo. I'm flying to London, and it's happening on June 12th. I don't know if you caught that bit of news in a Pirillo vlog the other day, but it's a part of the UnGrounded project from British Airways. They're taking 100 top innovators, putting us all on the same transatlantic flight, having us solve a problem, and then report our findings to the UN once we get there. They invited me to record video, and I said, sure, why not? Don't you love how technology can help solve the world's problems? I do. So stay tuned to all my social feeds, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and beyond, to find out more about UnGrounded. Let me get this straight. I get to fly to London and hang out with geeks the entire way. Sign me up! Speaking of things that I talk about in Pirillo vlogs, Vlog 365 is coming up very, very soon. That means we've been vlogging for a year! Even if you haven't, there's no time like the present to start. I'm assuming you're already subscribed to this YouTube channel because we're doing something very special for Vlog 365. We're gonna do it as a live Google Plus Hangout / YouTube live broadcast. You can participate too. If you want us to answer your questions, any kind of question you might have for myself or Diana or Wicket or Pixie or my parents or anybody who's appeared in a Pirillo vlog, well, all you need to do is ask. If you can't be there for the live broadcast, don't worry, it will be recorded and saved as vlog number 365 itself here in this very YouTube channel. It's impossible to know why you subscribe to this channel because it's about me, and there's more to me than just talking about technology. I like talking about what kind of beer I enjoy too. A good porter, and let me tell you, this Pike Stout is amazeballs. That's not an official endorsement, I'm just saying. Wow, this bottle's about as tall as I am. How can I share my love of tasty things in a technology channel? Locker Gnome isn't about technology. It's about the world of Chris Pirillo, and I hope you continue to enjoy it. Turning to more serious matters, we asked the question on LockerGnome.com, how soon is too soon for social media? Like many Americans, I was very upset when I found out about the Boston bombings, but I'm also very aware that bombings happen all around the world every day. I always mourn the loss of an innocent life, no matter where they're from. I mean, my community, this community, is a global community. I certainly want to make sure that I respect the lives of those who are lost. But how soon is too soon to be able to talk about things that aren't related to the tragedy at hand? The bigger issue at play is that my threshold may be completely different from your threshold. Yes, I'm an American, but I'm also very aware that a world exists outside of this country. I have a heart, just like the rest of you. I also have opinions, and I'm not afraid to share them. But when it comes to business as usual, it's difficult to know when to stop and when to start. When something bad happens in your neck of the woods, how do you expect others to react to it? Let me just say that any disrespect from me is never intentional. And because we all have access to these same social media tools, sometimes that's difficult to convey. Just remember, I love you no matter where you live. We have a few IT geeks out there and a few wannabe IT geeks, so we published this information about social enterprise. Are they ready to be social? I realize that many of you in our audience have never held a job because you're just not old enough to have held a job, but a lot of you are going to enter the workforce at some point in time. I can only imagine how frustrating it would be to live this social life, you know, kind of like what we do now on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and potentially Google+, only to enter a workspace that just did not actually believe that to be a valid form of communication within the workspace. I'm very grateful that software suites have continued to evolve to enable social collaboration, like Office 365, for example. But how would you feel if you got hired for a job only to be told that you couldn't bring your own devices in and that you couldn't be social? Believe it or not, those kind of companies still exist. And what I've had to explain to them over and over again is that markets are conversations. I didn't come up with that phrase either. It's actually from the Clue Train Manifesto, one of the best books I ever read. If you currently work for a company that isn't social, are you frustrated? Yahoo has released a new version of their weather app for iOS, and let me tell you, it is beautiful, and it's free. Fluid, responsive, and it also pulls in pictures of the weather based on the area you happen to be looking at the time from Flickr. That means your photo of the weather might actually make it into the app. If you have an iPhone or an iPod Touch, you must download it. It has everything you might want in a weather app, including virtual windmills. Do you hate that your ISP caps data? You might want to sign this letter at don'tcapthat.org. When Public Knowledge asked me to sign it, of course I agreed, because they're sending it on to senators. We write you as members of the burgeoning online video community. During this time of leadership transition at the Federal Communications Commission, or FCC, we urge you to take steps to assure the continued viability of independent online video programming. Specifically, we urge you to consider the impact of broadband data caps on the future of our industry. Sign this letter now. Again, don'tcapthat.org. If you love sharing your music on Twitter, the Twitter Music app might be right up your alley. However, I find it to be a mess. It's free, but it's a bit... I have to deal with enough noise on Twitter. This app doesn't make it any easier to discover things that I might want to listen to. Sure, they show you some emerging music, popular music, and even give you suggested music. However, I just think that a lot of the music that they have surfaced in the app just kind of sucks. Even the suggested music, it doesn't really know me at all. In fact, and this came as a surprise to me, I couldn't get to Weird Al Yankovic. I mean, I could see his profile, but it wouldn't let me play his music. And any music app that doesn't let me play Weird Al just isn't a music app at all. Coldplay? That's a band? Bieber? By Justin Bieber. Bieber. As I said the other week, I will be a Google Glass Explorer officially. It's just that now Google has come out and forbidden me to sell or loan glass to you. I guess this will have to do for now. Oh boy. The House has passed a revamped CISPA cybersecurity bill amidst warnings of digital bombs. Why? Does America only elect idiots? I'm sorry, let me take that back. Morons? My God, will they ever learn? I bet half of you wish you were old enough to vote now, huh? Dear gods in heaven, whichever gods are listening to me right now, please, term limits. They would be awesome. Our question of the day is brought to you by GoDaddy.com. If you want to save money on your next purchase, you might want to email me first, Chris@Pirillo.com, because I have a list of coupons to send you. What's better for gaming, asks Curtis Colburn, Windows 7 or Windows 8? Well, if past releases have been any indication, I would say that Windows 7 is probably better for most gaming out there, unless, of course, the games you're talking about, and I'm guessing they're not the games you're talking about, are only available in the App Store, in which case it would only be Windows 8. 2 years down the road, I'd probably say Windows 8. It's just that game manufacturers and developers haven't had enough time to adapt to Windows 8 changes. It's likely you could play a lot of your favorite games on Windows 8. It's just that you should expect a few bugs to crop up too. If nothing, you may want to dual boot or run Windows 8 in a virtual machine. I'm not slagging on Windows 8, even though sales haven't been outstanding to this point. I'm just saying that when a new OS is released and it is different enough from the previous OS from a manufacturer, it is going to have an array of issues. Whether or not you love Windows 8, I still appreciate that you've decided to like and share this video with all of your friends, because that's the way our community grows, through your social sharing of the things that we do. How else are they going to find out about me? You have to tell them. You think they know about me already? That'd be pretty cool, because then you could talk about me behind my back, which you probably do anyway, which is kind of creepy. But I still love you anyway. We'll see you later.